renegotiate the IMF program. And we need to get a program in place that meets the objectives that we set. Program has to be properly defined. It has to be consistent. But at the same time, we need to ensure that the program gives the country the necessary breathing space to make the adjustments and to satisfy at least some of the welfare needs. I'm totally shocked that we are now seeing almost 5 quarters pass and no action. I think it's unprecedented, if I recall correctly, that we would have had that sort of hiatus. The consequence is that sooner or later the international community is going to lose confidence in the country. And this is not related to any specific political party, but there is going to be a lack of confidence in the country. Investors are going to be hesitant in investing in the country. And beyond that, all other interest groups will tend to hold back until they get some sort of stamp of approval for the policies.
Well, I think it's going to have to attack several things all at the same time. It's not going to have the luxury of choosing priorities. And I think it's going to have to do that within the context of a growth agenda. That is, that you measure every single thing that you do by its ability to contribute to robust, constant economic growth. So you're going to have to cut the size of government. You're going to have to rationalize the public sector. You're going to have to make your tax system more simple, more equitable, more effective in raising the taxes that are required to do the people's business. And you're going to have to continue to drive down the rate of crime and violence.
The priority must be the fiscal budget. This is absolutely the priority, whoever wins the election. How this is to be fixed, it's a mixture of revenue measures and expenditure measures. The revenue measures including a taxation policy which is just and which addresses the needs of poor people, but the fiscal must be addressed. It's absolutely essential. The fiscal, we're talking here about the budget deficit. We're also talking about the debt to GDP ratio, which is at 140%, or between 130 and 140. We've got to get on top of this. This reflects a fundamental shortfall in the economy. But without fixing that deficit, our borrowing costs will soar. We'll be in a deeper crisis in a very short while, including the fact that we also have an IMF agreement. But independent of the IMF agreement, whether we had an IMF agreement or not, this is the thing that has to be addressed immediately. And it has to be explained to the population of the country why this is so. And I dare say it has to win broad popular support. It can't be just implemented by a government fiat to say we are doing this. The population has to be explained to, and the population has to be won over that this is not just going to be done, but done in a manner which is fair, which is just, which takes into account that we have hundreds of thousands of very poor people in the society whose needs we have to find ways of addressing more. So it's quite a challenge to create this kind of fiscal adjustment, taking into account the very harsh social conditions in this country. But it has to be done.
What I'm looking for as a business person is a government of honesty, integrity, and full transparency, first of all. And in terms of our business sector, Jamaica needs more than ever jobs for our people. And we need to find a way to create jobs in every sector of the economy, removing bureaucracy, that we're able to operate our businesses in a way like any other first world country. We need a government that's going to be a facilitator of businesses, not to really be involved in the businesses, but to be able to facilitate businesses, to give us an environment that we're able to operate easily, operationally, efficient, very efficient businesses for us to be able to do what we need to do. And you'll be surprised how this economy would be able to turn with that sort of mentality.